Well, hello. We've gotten to our three last artists in our textbook, and we've gotten through the textbook, which is it's been quite a challenge, but we have done it. So I'm just going over the last three artists: Damian Ortega from Mexico, Jenny Saville from England, and Ernesto Neto from Brazil. Damian Ortega must have been something as a child, because as it says, he took things apart. He got his brother to take things apart. His brother got in trouble a lot. uh, but on, page 545, when you see this, he talks about how he took part of VW and taking a VW Beetle and making it look like it exploded is quite the feat and pretty cool in my book to do. So he takes apart objects and ideas and systems, and in his work Harvest, he forms twisted steel pieces which are like small sculptures, but it takes in a whole room, and he's got the lamps hanging overhead, and in casting the shadows are the handwriting, the penmanship of his mother. And that's what he took, those images of the handwriting, but he was smart enough somehow to make the steel curve and all to make the letters. And that's what you have in the shadows. It's kind of neat that he has the alphabet in the shadows that we see in his installation. So wanted to say also the Latin word legere not only means to read, but to harvest and to gather. So you can see this in his work. Then we go to page 547. We're talking about Jenny Saville. And she refers to Willem de Kooning being one of her interests and almost like a mentor, but someone she really looked up to. That he said flesh was the reason oil painting was invented. We know that oil paintings also were invented, painted because there was not photography at that time. But for talking about flesh, flesh in the oil painting itself, that's what Willem de Kooning said was the reason. Flesh is what she really gets into, and she paints it in almost an abstract, expressionist way. But it's about the women's bodies, which she says she paints them as landscapes of flesh, shaped by time, pain, love, desire, illness, deformity, and violence. It's not a happy sight, and she doesn't want it to be a happy sight either. But she says, I'm trying to find bodies that manifest in their flesh something of our contemporary age. So then again, she's not painting a very pretty picture of our contemporary age, but this is her style of painting, and this is what she wants to say with her artwork. On page 548, you see a portrait, and it's called Rosetta II. Again, I like her color palette. I like the colors, but I don't like what she's painted. But again, that's my own opinion. You don't have to have that opinion. It's art. It's how it affects you. And she says, portraits, well, they are portraits of an idea or sensation. An idea or a sensation, well taken. A sensation, when you look at it, apparently it's like 8 foot tall, and you see this portrait of the face, Rosetta II, looking at you. So it is monumental, and it is disturbing, as they say, yet compelling. The next artist, on page 548 as well, is Brazilian sculptor Ernesto Neto. In his artwork, he transforms a neoclassical interior in the Pantheon in Paris. And there goes my cat. I don't know if you can see this, but he's going in a basket. Yep. Last lecture, the cat is featured, and he goes in the basket and he sleeps. Anyhow. Ernesto, in his artwork, transforms a neoclassical interior in the Pantheon in Paris, as our book says, to a sensuous, mysterious place filled with pendulous, organic forms. It's called Leviathan Thought. Leviathon, Thought, Thot. They're really nylon sacks that are stuffed with like sand and beads, white plastic beads that has a membrane overhead. To look at the picture on 549, it's gigantic. It's Leviathan is a name for a sea monster. Anyhow, so you can just imagine yourself absorbed by all this interior stuff hanging down. So in other words, it's like a body and you're inside it, okay? You have the neoclassical column shooting upward into the space. And then you have gravity, and instead of going against the gravity, his forms are coming down and they're with the gravity. So in other words, they're pulling the elements down and giving them form. This installation was temporary, but it really gets its point across. He also says that one element interferes with another element, and that is true. That's how he has made his installation be. One elephant. I said it. One element. See, I don't want to do this over again, so you'll get a laugh out of me saying one elephant. One element interferes with the other element. And he said his art is like a journey. Once you're on the road, you change things. If nothing changes, if you end up with something that's just as you have planned it, then you haven't created art. And I didn't plan saying elephant either, but it came out. So I guess I've created art in a way. That's it for the lectures. We have one more class. And since this will be showed on, hopefully you see it December 8th, do have your papers in by no later than 12 midnight, December 8th. Okay, give you that evening. 2 students have already responded and gotten their grades for the paper. And again, I can give you grades for the paper, but I cannot give you a grade for the course. That will be later on, and you can check your school email for that. Well, we've got one more class, so I will see you on Thursday. All right? Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.